Jenkins.
Here.
Harden.
Here.
Hahn.
Here.
Monahan. Here. Pearl.
Here.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First thing that we have on the agenda this evening, after the Pledge of Allegiance, is proclamations, presentations, and recognitions. And we do have Mitch on the agenda this evening. Sir?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes?
I was going to write a big speech, but I didn't do it. You guys, basically, I just wanted to thank you guys, present council, and past council too, but the present council, for some of the projects that you guys have followed through with. Storm sewer projects. I noticed in that last big rain how them projects worked so well. And I'm sure the people were happy as could be. The basements didn't flood. And I just want to thank you guys for going through with that. In the long run, it'll save you guys costs, complaints. I know you guys don't get much thanks. It's kind of strange coming for thanks. Also, the water main on South Main. That was so badly needed. You guys carried through, got it done. In the long run, you'll be happy with it. If you ever want to go to South Park, you can do it now. 18th, I'm going to have to probably go. So, but I did want to say thanks to you guys for carrying through with what you had to do. And another thing, I would advise, I'm not advising, but if they want to, the public, get on the EPA website, state Illinois website, and they can get their water test, quality test, all that stuff, and look at it. For the city, it's interesting reading. I looked at it last night. You'd be happy to know last year we were perfectly compliant as can be. But it is interesting reading. If people have any concerns, what's in the wells, what's in the water, it's all right there for them to read. I wasn't, like I said, I was going to write a big speech. I can't even read this stupid thing now. But the storm sewers like on Maple and Washington, huge difference, huge difference. William Plum Street, huge difference. East Green, huge difference for them people down there. And I know there's plenty of other projects that the current, you guys have been involved with, a couple of them more than the others. But all in all, guys, I've enjoyed it.
Thank you, sir. Was there another proclamation presentation? I do believe we have one more. Michelle, we went ahead and got you a really cool plaque. You're welcome. It states it's presented to Michelle Monahan for dedicated service to your community as a council member. I'd love to give that to you here today, so very good. Thank you, man. We do have one public comment on the agenda this evening. Rick, sir, if you'd like to address the council, we'd love to hear from you.
Sure. On behalf of the Farmer City Fair Association, we are doing the track prep and everything for the races this year for ourselves. And one of the biggest problems we have is the expense of the road grader and whatnot, and we've been hiring it done. So we were thinking that maybe we needed to go out and get a road grader, and then we got to thinking there's one sitting at the city that doesn't get used too often. We didn't know if there was some parameters under which we could use that, either use, rent, lease, sale. I mean, we're open to anything, but I just didn't know if there was some way that Maybe we could share that somehow. I'm looking for, any ideas or whatnot. It would be operated, basically we have one operator for the road grader, it's David Holtz. He runs is a road commissioner for San Diego. He runs one that's just pretty much identical to it, except I think either one size larger or one size newer. So it wouldn't be, just run by any joker on the fairboard or something like that. So I didn't know if there was some way we could work that out or not. We thought we'd start there before we went out and started trying to either buy one or rent one somewhere, just to see.
Is it running order?
We're trying to get trying to get one that at least has hydraulics. The old one, if we do fix it up, is still the old knuckle buster cats. And they're kind of hard for operators that aren't familiar with them to run. David's so used to the John Deeres and stuff. He's running skips a little bit too.
Well, I don't see anything wrong with it. It's not something we use on a regular basis, is it?
No, I think the big hurdle would be to check with our insurance carrier and see what our insurance carrier says, and then, get back with them and negotiate however it is that you guys would want to do it, if you want to do it on hourly or flat paid or.
What are you looking at, Rick? Maybe 8, 10, 15, 20 hours a week? I mean,
What did we figure, Glenn, about 3 hours to grade it up and down? I mean, we're looking maybe 5, 6 hours a week tops. We try to keep it minimal because it costs fuel and costs everything else. The more time we spend on it, the more money. But, it would probably be like for several races in a row, we'd probably get by for maybe 3 or 4 hours, and maybe we might have to spend 8 or 10, every so often to get it slicked back up. We would still have like Skip on from time to time come in because he's got it programmed in on his GPS. So any major dirt work on that would be done by him anyway, because he can put it right back within a quarter inch of the way it was, the last time he graded it. But we just got thinking about that because if we go buy one, you never know what you're getting or anything. And there was one sitting close, so if we could work it out, it'd be great.
Ours is smaller than the townships, but as far as the operational, if David stood in the cab, it's the same setup, so.
That's kind of one of the things that occurred to us too, and then he runs Skips, and Skip was teaching him a little bit too. So, and his is a John Deere, although much nicer than either of ours. But so it would be something he's familiar with, which helps too.
I hope we can do something, we can start working together with you.
Hey, we'd love it. Like I said, whatever we can do, and if anything we got, you guys can use. We don't have much yet, but we're trying to upgrade. We're trying real hard to upgrade just the facilities in general. And it's like everything else, money's tight, and it looks like with the state of Illinois, there's going to be very little, if any, money coming our way. It may be time before we don't get anything, but I don't know. There's a little bit for us in the gaming bill if something should come of that, but last I heard, it's still just passed the Senate or something, I think. So money's tight. We're just trying to save wherever we can. So.
Anybody have any questions? You'll check on the insurance and then advise the council as soon as possible.
Yep.
So, all right.
Thank you. Thank you, folks.
Yes.
Thanks, Rick. Appreciate
Yes,
it.
sir.
You can just give me a holler or any of us. So.
Very good. Appreciate your time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah.
Moving on to section 1.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Caller?
Jenkins,
Yes.
Harden,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Monahan,
Yes.
Pearl,
Yes.
motion carried.
With no unfinished business or any new business, we would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Call it?
Harden,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Monahan,
Yes.
Pearl,
Yes.
Jenkins.
Yes.
Carried.
Young lady, thank you very much for service, and I'll see you
I'll see you
when,
across the street.
yeah, you walk out the door, so very good. Don't you know? Let's try this really.
I was,
That's you.
one last ring for you there, Michelle.
On that, go ahead and move that. Let's go ahead and move the chairs back.
Okay.
So that it can take the photo.
You'll be
Sure
missed.
can.
You're welcome.
In fact,
I'm trying.
do you mind if I take your picture for the mayor page? Or do you want Mr. McKinley, do you mind if I take call the meeting in order?
Jenkins,
Here.
Harden,
Here.
Hahn,
Here.
Monahan. Oh. I'll turn name off. Pearl,
Here.
McKinley.
If there being no formal donations or presentations or any public comments on the agenda, we would entertain a motion on the consent agenda. And there is no consent agenda, so we move on to section 3, new business.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2013-13, awarding grant to the Farm City Antique Group.
I'll second it.
Discussion.
It's $500 out of the tourism budget. Is this the first year we've done this, or have we done this
No, I
every
think
year?
that
Every year?
this is
I thought
another
so.
year.
Okay. Sounds good.
Any other discussion? Call it.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Harden,
Yes.
Hahn,
Yes.
McKinley,
Yes.
Pearl,
Yes.
motion carried.
Moving on to section 4, other items, the city manager and his report.
Several things pending. Today, there was a bid opening for the overlay on Green Street. I don't know if you've read there in your packet, but I had Phil Maytone look at the surface there of the 100 block of East Green. It's quite unsightly. The pavement's in pretty bad shape. The sidewalks on both sides in bad shape. So I had Phil draw up some bid proposals, and today the opening was for that. There's a couple different separate bids. The sidewalk came in at approximately $29,000, and I believe the street work came in at about $44,000. Through the TIF infrastructure, we could do that work, and I'll be bringing that to you at the next council meeting. The other thing is that Phil Maytone, while he was here, had driven over the streets, part of the annual MFT program. We've been looking at North Plum Street. It's gotten awfully rough over the years, and one of the things that was thought about was to do a hot mix overlay on North Plum. Somewhere in the area from Van Buren south to Allen Street. There is money in the MFT funds to do that, and a regular oil and chip program for the year. So Phil's going to figure out the cost, and you see in here that I've got it, that it could be as high as $210,000 for the entire program for this year. But that would do the overlay on Plum, that would do a oil and chip program of roughly $40,000, $35,000 to $40,000, and the spray patch that you see that they do in areas around town. So that would get a lot of road work done if we did do both of those. There again, that'll be coming back at you at the next council meeting after IDOT makes their preliminary approvals. Talking about, Mitch had said something about the water main going out to South Park. Last year, the year 2012 budget, we had money in to attempt to get across Salt Creek. However, the water main project over by the grocery store was more of a priority. Obviously, it needed to be fixed first. So I contacted the contractor there, Western Utility Contractors out of Tolono, to see if there's any cost increase in their original proposal to put that water main across Salt Creek. That's that 6-inch water main that'll go across there, about 400 feet of it, at that $15,800. Figuring that, obviously in a year's time, the price is going to go up a little bit. The FOP, we've reached a contractual agreement with the FOP. Everything has been signed. The first year of the contract, as the members of the bargaining board already realizes, the first year there's a 2% increase. The second year a 3%, and the last year of the contract another 3% increase. And the last thing there is, since we met last, the new catalyst has been installed out at the light plant. They came in and did it in one day. Mark Gardner has done a lot of the interior work, which has saved the city quite a bit of money by doing the welding and a lot of the plumbing. While out there, it was determined that the diesel fuel that we had did not meet EPA standards for the sulfur content. And so Rick got a hold of me. Can't run the diesels because the diesel fuel did not meet the requirements. So he had worked out a deal to get the old diesel fuel sold at salvage at the $1.55 per gallon. And then, so they pumped that out, brought in a transport so they could get some fuel in there. But quite frankly, they wouldn't be able to get the diesels fired up. So had to do that quite on a quick thing. So those are the things that are out there floating around.
Any question to the city manager report or to the city manager?
The going under, is it going underneath Salt Creek? You bored underneath the creek?
Yes.
How deep?
That I don't know yet.
Mitch raised his hand, what was he might?
On that bid that we had, he's going 400 foot. He's going to take it 10 foot under the creek bed, which would be, the creek could flood forever, and it should never bother. But he was going to go 400 foot, which would give us about 100 foot on either side to make it easier to connect. And at the 400 foot that gentleman posed would help immensely. The other bed we had was only 300 foot. That puts it too close to the banks, which could have rode and eventually get to it. But he was going about 10 foot under the creek bed itself.
So he's going back 400 foot from each bank. Is that right, before it come out of the ground? Go into the ground and come out?
Yeah. You'll have about an extra 100, well, about 75 foot away from the creek on each side, which gets it way away from the creek itself.
There was a main under there before at one time, right?
Twice.
Well,
Twice.
it wasn't put in right. It wasn't bored in.
It was during the flood that we lost it, right?
Yeah.
It was.
This is the final link to get water to South Park. So there again, if I hear back from Western Utility in the next 2 weeks, then we'll know what we're doing with that.
That's extremely cheap.
It is very cheap. I think the second bid on that was almost double the price from a different contractor.
And it was only 300 foot. The 400 foot will make it so simple to hook up. City crews could hook it up very easily.
And we are doing that. That's just to get it across the creek. We are doing the hookups. So
As far as the police goes, who's, when you say the city has reached, who is the city? Who did represent you? Who did the negotiating?
Well, and then also,
TJ Wilson is our labor attorney, and myself.
and Chief Dennis was there as well.
When was that presented to us, the actual contract?
Contracts have been signed. It's been
Everything's-
finalized.
Okay.
Yeah.
They have been finalized
Yes.
without the approval?
It was approved by council.
Okay, you guys approved it, between you two, you approved it? Is that what you're saying? It wasn't brought before the whole board and everything approved? Or it won't be brought before the whole board and approved?
During during a previous council meeting, we had parameters set and everything, and we stuck underneath those parameters, so it was
Okay.
approved.
Any other questions to the city manager and or his report? Any non-agenda items, any other business?
Yeah, I'd like to have a work session.
In about a week?
For what? Because I got some things I want to talk about, questions I want to ask.
Okay, hold on a second.
I'll bring some of them up now.
No, because I'm not ready for it.
We will have to see on the weather. On the morning we have.
Next Monday's your
Oh, the Monday the 13th, we're doing an open house here from 6 to 7:30, so that won't work. I got something that says living and learning right here.
The 14th, 15th,
We'll have it on a Saturday morning.
this Saturday morning,
Well, hold on, I gotta look at a calendar. I think that may be too soon.
or the 18th.
I can't this Saturday morning. I'm actually graduating college.
Yeah, this Saturday is graduation weekend. I've got somebody graduating. The next Farmer City cleanup is on the 18th. You could do it on the 18th of Saturday.
I'll be on Saturday.
You're out of town.
In St. Louis.
Tuesday the 14th, you could do it.
I don't necessarily like during the week, for me personally.
You said you're gone on that Saturday, the 18th.
I'm going
Everybody good the 25th? This is the 25th Saturday.
Yeah.
It's Memorial Day weekend, man.
Because if not, we can do it on the 18th, and you just wouldn't be here. So, and that would be,
If that works for everybody else, then I can just.
yeah. The evenings during the week are generally bad with me with my other obligations. And I think that a work session would be fine, that way we can work together and getting everybody caught up. So let's go ahead and set a work session up for, is 8 a.m. okay?
Mm-hmm. That's the 18th.
And that is the 18th.
Is there anything you want us to bring to this work session?
Me personally, yourselves. No, there's nothing on the agenda for the work session, so. All right. Any other non-agenda items or any other business? We would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Call
Barton,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Haley, Cole,
Yes.
Jenkins.
it. Yes.